Okay.
So basically how it is like in a vendor master record, vendor account group will be controlling that entire vendor master record. Okay. So what is the vendor account group? Group of the vendors. Okay, like the similar kind of the vendors which we are considering into one group. Okay, that vendor account group will be controlling that entire vendors. Pretty much. Okay, so how it is controlling material type, controlling through metal master records. So the same way in the vendor master record also vendor account group will be controlling. So generally how it will be like we are justifying here. Okay, suppose this is a domestic vendor. Let's say example. Okay, domestic vendor. So what is the meaning of domestic vendor? All local vendors we are considering as a domestic vendors. Oh, okay. And there will be like 0002 which is like import vendor. That means he is an abroad vendor. Okay. So whenever, why? Because domestic vendor, whatever the information which is required, that was different for the import vendor as well. Because when I'm talking about import vendor, okay, you also should aware about that who is the customs vendor, and you also aware about that what are the tax information which is required. Okay, all this information which will be captured in the import vendor. And when it is a local vendor, again, you should be about that VAT and service tax, registration number, okay, vendor or registration number, all these things which is required. So when this vendor to vendor, okay, there was a difference. So that's why we just differentiating that all domestic vendors has a one vendor account group, and all import vendors are the one vendor account group. So like you can define like service vendors, okay, and 0004 is the finance vendors, okay, and we have that one-time vendors. Like we can differentiate, okay. So you must be know about that, okay, how the vendor differentiating the vendors, okay, how our company differentiating these vendors, okay. So based on that, you have to be create the vendors, okay, clear. So in the ST side, if you see that ship to party, sold to party, okay, then pay, how you are justifying this business partner, okay,
We we we
export
create
sales,
an yeah we create another customer account group. Yeah.
account group. So the same way in our vendor account group also, we are we have like okay, main vendor, okay, then goods recipient, or okay, right vendor, okay, then we have that payee, okay, then who will be receiving ordering address, okay, so who will be supplying the goods supplier. So all these are the different partners, okay. So we can difference like this also, okay. However your client how they are following that you can create, okay. Now how vendor account group will be controlling the vendor master record? How vendor account group is controlling the vendor master record? How it is like in the metal master record, if you see that metal type, how it is controlling, first is number range. So here also the number range will be work, okay. So internal number range and external number range, okay, internal number range and external number range. And you can define that define number range series, number series. You can define your number series as well, right? And other than this one, again, field selection also. So some vendors which is some information which is mandatory, some vendors this information is not mandatory, like that, okay. So that's field selection, okay. Then other than this one, okay, there will be a one-time vendor, okay. So I will tell you what is the concept of this vendor, one-time vendor. So one-time vendor is nothing but like a sometimes what will be happen, uh, some sometimes we are directly going to the nearest to supplier and buying the product. That means those are not my regular vendors. Those are not my regular vendors. Maybe on emergency or something which is I'm just go to that place and I bought this one. but I don't need that person entire information. I don't want to be maintain any master data for the entire person. So if you using some dummy vendor who is a one-time vendor, okay, in that case you can use the one-time vendor account group. Okay, so whether this vendor account group is a one-time vendor account group or it's a permanent vendor account group, that is the also will be differentiated. Okay, clear?
Okay.
Is it clear or not?
Yeah, it is clear.
Okay. Then the next one is vendor
So
separate.
I have one question. Okay.
Okay.
So okay. So let's say suppose I have a one-time vendor, okay, for which
Mhm.
I have maintained the series as 1 to 100, okay, and I have created one vendor as and the vendor number is 10, okay. For some reason, for emergency purposes, I'm buying goods or the services from that vendor. Okay. Now what happens after 2 years? I have to again, there is some again there is some emergency situation. Again, I have to buy the goods from that vendor. So will I be using that one-time vendor, the same number that I have
Okay.
used last time, or I will create a new vendor?
Okay. Okay. So I will give you an example. Okay. So then you can ask this question. Okay. One time vendor.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll just complete this vendor sub-branch, then I'll go to one time vendor. Okay. So
Okay.
vendor sub-branch is nothing but like a, okay, if a vendor acting vendor, if it is required multiple purchasing data. Okay, that means, okay, maybe vendor he is supplying from the one country, or maybe he is supplying from the different countries. Okay, so in that case what will be happen, my order currency will be different when it is the different country, correct, or different location.
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
or it may be some terms and conditions will be different when the location will be different. Okay, so vendor sub range is nothing but like a when multiple purchasing data need to be maintained. Okay, for same vendor, okay, the vendor will not change, but only he is acting different ways from the, he is acting like okay, he is supplying from the Delhi, or he is supplying from Nepal. So Nepal currency will be different again. Our Indian currency will be different. Okay, or maybe supplying from the Delhi and supplying from Hyderabad. In that case, maybe the salesperson will be different and the contact person will be different, and okay, the terms and conditions will be different. Okay, so when it is happening in the different ways, I can go with the vendor sub range. So the same vendor, the main vendor can be acting as a different roles. Okay, so he can supply from the Delhi, he can supply from Nepal, he can supply from the Korea, like. Okay, so when you want to be maintain multiple purchasing data for the same vendor and wants to be used for the different scenarios, then you can use the vendor sub range. Okay, clear?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I will go back to one-time vendor. Okay. So one-time vendor is nothing but like, as I said, that it is the dummy vendor. Okay. Dummy vendor is nothing but like a, there is no importance of the this vendor code. Okay, it's a duplicate code. It simply says that it is duplicate code. But why, sir? If it is duplicate code, why I want to use? Okay, when you creating the purchase orders, when you creating the GRs or something, okay, if we, even if you are buying one time, if you want to be so as a result, okay, where you bought this one and who sell this product, and that everything, that information, if it is required, you must be have the vendor information. Okay, as I said that these vendors are not regular vendors. It is no important every time for duplicate vendors, dummy vendors. Every time we need to create a one. Every time it is every time we need to create a new vendor master record, because vendor master records we are creating when we are planning to buy every day, or regular intervention we have to planning to buy. Right. So in case if it is a duplicate vendor, that means on time, okay, one time, okay, I'm planning to buy from that vendor. Future, I don't know whether I will buy or not. It's not. So I don't need to be unnecessarily keep the records for this guy because he's a one-time vendor. So on emergency I just bought. So what we'll do, we will be creating one code, duplicate code. Okay, duplicate code. This duplicate we are using for reference of the when you are creating the POs. When PO raised, okay, I can use this duplicate code for one-time purchasing. Okay, then I will be apply. I will maintain the address details and what it is required from the vendor. That details I will be maintaining the directly in the PO, not at vendor master record. So that this information only valid only for this PO. When this PO is closed, then again it is the duplicate code only. Okay. So when I'm using this duplicate code, let's say I'm using 1000. Okay, let's say something x100 is my duplicate code. Okay. So in the Venomaster card, we are not maintaining any vendor related information. Vendor related any information we are not maintaining. Okay. So what we'll do when I'm creating the PO, I'm just planning to go and buy some product from the one-time vendor. So what I will do, I'll just maintain this X100 is a reference number, reference code. Okay. And I'll proceed the my purchasing without impacting that because this is a one-time vendor. Okay, this again I don't want to be create one more vendor master record and get the approval from the accounting level and proceed for that because this is a one-time vendor, so I don't want to take approval from the high level. I can go with this one-time duplicate code and I can purchase and I can buy and I can write the invoice and pay. That's all. So the suppose let's say if something like something like heritage fresh. Okay, he is not my supplier. Okay, he is not my regular supplier. Okay, but on emergency I just went there and I bought this one. Okay, so this PO something 450010 something which is created. Okay, now I just maintain that because I don't have any information of the vendor, so I just maintain the X100 in the PO and I just maintain this address manually. Okay, and I proceed the GR and invoice everything, and the payment also is completed. Now let's go. I'll be creating one more with the same vendor. Okay, with X100. Then this time I'll be going with that SPAR. Okay, so this is also reference code. Okay, I'm using. I just maintain that SPAR code and SPAR address, and I proceed the GR and purchasing. That means invoice and payment. Everything is completed. Okay, clear?
Got it.
Okay, so the code only we are using as a duplicate code because it is only one time. I don't need to be maintained because if I need to be maintained, then I have to be allowed one number for this guy, one number for this again this guy, and I have to go and get the approvals, and again bank details need to be maintained, and again I need to be get the approvals, and again I have to be linked to my bank details and everything I have to do. Right? If I accepted he is my regular vendor, then I have to do so many actions. Okay, if it is one time purchase, then I don't need to be get all this information because I just created for this only. Okay, so next time if I create it again with a PO 450000 something 1 okay, this time also I'm using the same code, but this time I can go with like Ratnagiri store. Okay, so what will be happen again? I will do GR and I will do the invoice because these are not my regular vendors. So on time, on that spot, it is required. So I'm just buying. Okay, clear?
So address will be maintained manually in the each PO,
Yes.
correct?
Address and the payment times, everything, whatever it is required, vendor related, all will be maintaining only for that PO. And
Okay.
that once the PO is closed, then everything is closed. So
Okay.
it won't be copied to anyone. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
But if the customer, if I'm maintaining a regular vendor, what will happen? I don't need to be maintained this all manually. The heritage fresh, PAR, ethnic information. When I'm creating PO, I don't need to maintain address details manually because it will be get automatically from the master data. If it is a regular vendor, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it is like. Okay,
So,
yeah.
I,
Any doubts?
uh, no, not doubts. Uh, mm, okay, I will at the end of the session, I'll ask this
Yeah.
question.
So it's like if it, how in the ST side, okay, you are going that direct selling to the persons, like how it is like what is the name of that? You calling something the sale, um, some pocket sales or something is there. The name is different. If it is doing one time or two pay, directly you are selling to the customer on spot. Okay, that's with different name it is there sales. Okay. Okay. So that is what we'll just doing that. Okay. Now vendor supply. Then other than this one, we have partner functions. Okay. So some vendors, vendor account groups, okay, might be have that multiple partners. Okay. So multiple partners is nothing but like a the main vendor will be the this vendor, but what are we creating the with this group? But again, there will be other partners who is acting like that, like he's supplying the goods and he's sending the invoice, or he's receiving the orders, he's processing the transports, everything. So multiple other partners also is a part of the this vendor. Okay, so business partners. Okay, when there is a multiple business partners are there, we will be maintaining the partner function. Okay, so how it is like, okay, main vendor will be point of contact, then ordering receiving, order receiving, or ordering address. So ordering address is nothing but like a someone who is taking the orders, and he will be sending this information to main vendor. Okay, so ordering address will be different. Goods supplier, goods supplier means, okay, some other vendor, he is the responsible, he is sending the goods. Okay, and invoice presented by, invoice presented by means, okay, maybe some other vendor is supplying, some other vendor is receiving the order, and this some other vendor is presenting the invoice. Okay, and payment. Okay, pay is nothing but like to whom you are paying that. Maybe some other vendor, he is taking care about all the financial payments and all. Okay, so when they have the multiple business partners or partner functions, in that case we are going with the partner function process. Clear?
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
So in SD, like we have four mandatory partner functions: sold to party, ship to party, bill to party, payer. In MM, do we have any such concept?
Ship to party, sold to party. No, we don't have, but we are using like a partner function.
No, yeah, in SD as well, these are the partner functions, but
Uh-huh.
these are the mandatory partner functions. Like
Correct.
whenever I create
We
a
don't have.
business partner,
We
okay,
don't have.
okay. All
Okay.
the partner functions are non-mandatory. That is what we are
Correct.
saying.
But
Okay,
in ST, why they are putting like, okay, it might be possibility is there. We can ship to the one per customer and sold to the one customer, right?
correct,
Right. Sold to party and ship to party, right? Maybe
correct,
sold to party is the who you are selling to the customer, but he is not actually receiving the goods, correct?
correct, correct.
Correct. But here it's not like that. We are, because we are receiving from the, if we have that point, we have to go with a business partner. So I'm ordering to the some other person, and maybe he is someone is supplying. Okay. But
Okay,
we will be going with the partner function only. We don't have. There is no mandatory. Okay.
okay, okay.
So example, if you want to say here, okay, if you want to say example, imagine if it is there. So your ordering address is okay. It might be you are ordering to the some XYZ vendor. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Payment to but to invoice presented by. who is invoice presented by Amazon, because will be receiving. Okay, goods supplier again maybe it is like a XYZ. Okay, so and payment also, if you are looking to pay it, then you are paying to the Amazon only, right? So there might be how the chances are. Okay, you can order to someone, but he is not actually supplying this goods. His partner is supplying the goods. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You are asking something, Shankar?
So I have somewhere I have listened that in partner function there is an like forwarding agent PA.
Uh-huh.
It means like a payee, or it is a different.
Forwarding agent is this guy. Forwarding agent like a transportation related.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Freight vendors how it is like forwarding agent. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So we have like main vendor VN. Okay. Ordering address OA, and goods supplier. Yes. Okay. Invoice presented by IP and payee. Okay. And
Okay.
you are
Okay, sir.
saying that's forwarding agent. Okay.
Yes. Okay, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it might be it is required in this case some account group and some vendor account groups which is not required. So that will also will be controlling based on the vendor account. Okay. Clear?
Yeah,
So
it
these
is
are the
clear.
major one. Okay. So I'm just repeating that vendor account group which is controlling the number range, again internal and external number range, because when we are doing the domestic vendor there is a different number range, and if it is a import vendor there again different vendor number range. Again, whether you must be entered the number or system will be automatically taking the number, that again you can put it like internal external number range. Then again field selection control. So every vendor account group have the multiple. So in the vendor master card, if you see that we have that general data. Okay. And we have that accounting data. Okay. We have that purchasing data. Okay. So when we talking about the general data, it is client level maintaining. So all across all the company codes, the general data will be the same, like address and phone number, telephone, email address, and all it is same. When I'm talking about accounting at company code level, it will be maintained. Okay, company code level means it like okay, maybe you can say bank account details and how you are paying, duplicate invoice check, some control which is like from the accounting data, reconciliation account that and all. Okay, and purchasing data again it will be under the purchasing organization level. Okay, clear? So when you are doing the field selection control, again this field selection control also at general data, again you can put like some fields it is mandatory, optional, and display, that you can do. Again accounting data level also you can do the controlling data, and where you need hide, optional, display, that you can do. Again purchasing data level also you can do. Again purchase organization level and partners level also,
Uh,
partner function level also. Okay.
uh, mm,
Clear? Clear?
yeah, it is clear.
I'll show you
Just
the configuration. I'll show you. Then all. Okay. And coming to vendor subrange, if you understand this one, or you need to be okay. You need any example here? It's not mandatory. It's not important, but yeah, I'll just explain about it. So, do you want to be any example, or it's okay? You understand?
yeah, it is for me. It is clear.
Okay. So, Shankar.
so I have understand about that.
Okay.
Understood.
Okay. Suppose Amazon is there. Okay. I'll just give you the Amazon only. Okay. So do you know that Amazon India and Amazon US,
Both are different entities. Yeah,
right? Amazon India, Amazon US. Okay. So Amazon can supply from the US as well and India as well.
correct.
Correct. So when it is supplying from the US, okay, the currency will be USD. Okay, when he is supplying from the India, the currency will be INR. Okay, then there may be terms and conditions also will be different. Contact person also will be different. Okay, so pricing procedure also will be different, right? So how you can differentiate to, from the same vendor, imagine, and having that to this different kind of the levels. So how we can maintain in the single purchasing data? That means I just said, right, we'll be maintaining at purchase organization level this purchasing data. How we can maintain multiple currencies or multiple conditions, multiple purchasing conditions? How we can maintain? Okay, and again in this case maybe multiple partners, and here also multiple partners are there. So how we can maintain that? So again that you will be going with the vendor sub-range. Okay, and there will be like plant relevant also. Okay, so plant relevant is nothing but like a my plant it is there in the Nepal, and one plant it is there in the Mumbai. So when the vendor is saying that if I'm supplying to the plant A, which is storing in the Nepal, the conditions will be different. When I'm supplying to the plant B, which is there in the Delhi, then again purchasing conditions will be different. Pricing procedure will be different, right? So that is the vendor sub-range you can maintain. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Okay, now partner function it is okay. So for this, okay, there will be a two transaction code OMSG and OMSJ. One is for the creation of the vendor account group. Okay, and one is for the number range to maintain a number range. Okay, so if you remember that metal master record OMS2 MMNR. Okay, here we have that OMSG and OMSJ. So you can go in the part as well, or you can go here the vendor number range. Okay. Now, partners is the one of the separate topic, which is the partner determination. There is a process called partner determination. Okay, so that also will be including the control. Okay, partner determination. Okay, so I'll just show you in the system how to create this one. Okay, so if you understand the point, I'll go to configuration. So there is no doubts, right, here?
Uh, yeah, for me, there is no doubt. Just one query, okay? In S4HANA, could you please let me know the roles?
I'll tell
So we
you.
must be selecting like,
Yeah, I'll tell you. Okay.
yeah.
Once the ECC is
Okay.
completed, I will go there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So now, okay. If I go to OMSG, okay. If I go to OMSG, okay, you can see that okay, vendors, good supplier, alternative payee, and invoice present by forwarding agent, ordering address, and plans. This will be we are using for a STO process. We discussed, right?
Mhm.
We created STO, and the receiving plant is my customer, and supply plant is my vendor. Okay, in that case, we are using 0007. Okay. Okay, and if you are using the one-time vendor, you can use the 0099. Okay, I'm just going to the inside, select this one, click on details. Okay, and I can see that this is by the screen for the creation of vendor account group. Okay, so you can give the name to understand that, and the number range which is grayed out because we have separate transaction code to maintain a number range. Okay,
Mhm.
clear?
Okay.
Now one-time account. So as I said that if I want to use this account group as a one-time account group, that means whatever the vendor number which is created, all it is a duplicate vendor. If you want like that, then you have to be select this one. Okay, if you selected, this is a one-time account. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Okay, now so as we discussed that, okay, and the control. So the first one is number range and external internal number range. So I will go to transaction code OMSJ. OMSJ, sorry, OMSJ. Okay, so you can see the number range interval and number range assigned to the group. Okay, so which is because I just opened this one already, that's why it's coming. Okay, so what you can do, you can first create the interval, what interval it is required. Okay, then must be select external or internal number range by selection here. Then you can go back and go to number range. okay, and select here the group here. Okay, so this is the configuration for the number range. Okay, so it is just straightforward. Okay, so I'll just close the lockers. Somewhere it is open. Okay, I'll just go back this one. Okay, so I'll go here. Okay, so now I will go to number range. Okay, you can okay, sorry, I'll just go to intervals. I'll just create some intervals here. Okay, just click on the insert line. Okay, then you might be create your own number range group. Okay, it might be okay interval group. That might be it is a numeric or alphabetic, alphanumeric, whatever it is there you can create. The number series should be in it should be in the numeric only. Okay, then I'll just you can select this and you can see the free intervals also. Okay, what free intervals you have that you can select here. Okay, clear? Okay, I don't think
Yes, sir.
we need to spend more on this one because you already aware about this, right? Then I will go to number range. Then I will be assigned that number range group here. Maybe it's numeric or alphanumeric, whatever it is. Okay, clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I will go to OMSG. So that is what first we discussed about that the number range number series. Okay. So that will be now field selection control. So field selection control, if I go to 0001 and go to details, click on details. Okay, there you can see that field status are there here. Okay, so as I said that each and every level there is a separate fields there you can maintain the optional and hide and all. Okay, so I'll be go to general data first. Okay, if I go to general data, okay, so for this 0001 account group when I'm using this one, when I'm go to general data, so in address tab, okay, I'm just mentioning that, okay, if the system is very required, then I just putting required. If it is not important, then I can put the optional. Okay, so like you can you had a arrow mark also in the top, next page. Okay, there are so many 3 pages are there here. Okay, so just click on that, just click on that where what field you want, you can do that. Clear? You just suppress required, optional, and display. Clear?
Okay. Yeah.
It is very simple. Okay, in the
Just
metal
like
master
material
it's
master.
metal master it's complicated, but here it is very easy. Okay, so like you can do for company code data and purchasing data, accounting data, again payment related transaction, account management transaction. So where your field it is there, you can just cross check that and you can put that whether you want to go it is a required entry or it is optional entry or it is like you can do it. Okay, clear? Is it clear?
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so Shankar, any questions here?
No, sir.
Okay, so this is simple now. Now one-time vendor also it's very simple. As I said that you have to be checkbox, so the system will be considering this account group as a one-time account group when you selected. Okay. Now coming to the next one, which is like vendor subrange. So vendor subrange, if you want to use this account group as a vendor, this vendor account group, whenever you are using, okay, the vendor if you want to be used for the subrange, okay, you can select here in the configuration level, plant relevant and vendor subrange relevant. You need to be select here, okay. Then only you can able to do this kind of the scenario in the vendor master record. Clear? Clear? Okay. If I not selected, then this whatever this functionality will not be activated. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. If I selected only, it will be activated. So where it will be like, I'm just selecting both. Okay. Let's say I'm just selecting here. Now what I can do, I can go in the vendor master record. I'm just creating that vendor master record. So what is the transaction code to create a vendor master record? So there is a three levels we can create. One is general data at and company code data. Okay, that is we can create like by using transaction code FK01. Okay, then we can create general data and purchasing data and partner data. Okay, purchase organization data. That will be the MK01. Okay, and you can maintain that centrally both, which is like general and company code. Okay, and purchasing data, all we can maintain. Okay, that will be there in the XK01. Okay, so generally we can have the access for MK01 for the MM related, and the FI people have the access for the FK01. Some companies they can use centrally. Most of the companies, their finance team will take care by vendor master. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a transaction code. Now I'll be go to creation of the MK01 or XK01, which is okay, and I'll be create something which is like Jetcon and Jetcon. Okay, so my account vendor account group is 001. Okay, then I'll be entering. Will be create something which is like mandatory wherever there is a mandatory field which I'm selecting. Okay, now what I'm talking about here, just create all the details. I'll be going to purchasing data. In the purchasing data, okay, this is the purchasing data. I have the sub range and different data buttons. Okay, this functionality is activated. If I am not selected these two, okay, if I am not selected these two, what will be happen? If I go to XK01, okay, and I'm trying to create that. Okay, these two are disappeared. Clear?
Okay.
Is it clear?
Which are the fields? Can you repeat one more time if it is okay?
Vendor subrange and plant vendor
No,
alternatives.
no, no. In the vendor master.
Okay, I'll say activate again. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm activating that again. I will go to back.
Different levels of range.
Okay, you can see here the subrange and different data. Okay, so what will be happen here? Okay, what will be happen? I can click on the alternative data, different data. Okay, first you will be saving that, and you can go to vendor subrange. You can create anything, which I'm creating that vendor subrange. Okay, and vendor subrange. Then I can put that. Okay, my company is C and N1. Suppose let's say. Okay, so when this is just C and one, my purchasing organization data, and purchasing for partner function data is different. Okay, so I'm just clicking a save. So I'll be saving first. Okay, now I'll be go back and XK02. Okay, now I'll be go to purchasing data directly. Okay, now if you can see that VST I maintained, right? If I go to different data and I can go to my VSR, just click on that, then I can maintain here INR. Okay, I can maintain the partners as well, partner functions as well. I can maintain different partners as well. Okay, so when you are creating purchase order with this sub range, okay, and this plan, then the system will take whatever it is activated in this purchasing data and partner data, that it will be take. Maybe terms of payment terms, Incoterms, minimum order value, pricing data, all this information. Okay, if clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I'll just try to create info record with this vendor. Okay, I'll show you what will happen. I'm just trying to create this vendor with using this material. Okay. Okay, so I can assign my vendor subrange here. I have the options like here I can submit, I can whatever I maintain ZVSR, ZMN1, which I maintain, then automatically whatever the purchasing organization data which is maintained for this fund with this vendor subrange, then the system automatically picking that information. Maybe payment terms and whatever it is required, all this information which will be there. Okay. So did you remember that split valuation how we did? Did you remember that split valuation how we did?
Yeah.
So the same way here also it will be work. Okay, when there is a multiple.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yeah, it is clear.
Okay. So that is a vendor subrange concept. Okay. So must be activate this one. If you require, you must be activate. Okay. Now coming to the partners. Okay, partner schemas again. I can do at purchase organization level, and I can do at subrange level. I can do at plant level, which we discussed now, right? So we have the purchase organization data, and we can have the subrange data and the plant level. Each plant level, if you want to be maintained, you can maintain. So this is the again come to the partner determination. So this is a completely separate process. What will be happen? The partner determination, you have to be maintain one partner schema, how we are doing the pricing schemas and all. Okay. So here also we'll do the partner schema. In this partner schema, what will happen? Okay, you will be maintaining that which partner function is mandatory. As I said, the top, maybe main vendor will be the mandatory, goods supplier is mandatory, payee is the mandatory. So like I can do the each level. Okay, if I did it generally, then it is applied for the purchase organization level. If I did for the sub-range level, then it will be applied for the sub-range level. If it is applied, then it is plant level. Clear?
Got it.
Okay, so that
No,
partner
but
determination is a separate concept. I'll show you.
mhm.
The partner functions will be the partner determination is a separate concept. Okay, I'll just show you. Not here. I'll show you partner determination will come under the top logistical general. So here we'll be creating a vendor master card. Vendor account groups and field selections that will be do here. Okay, and there is a separate partner determination also. Here only to be there. So
Sorry.
there will be a partner determination will be there. Business partners and partner determination. Okay, so partner determination it is there here. So what we'll do first, we'll be creating the roles. What kind of the roles which we. So it is common. It is the same what you are using in the ST level. In MM level also same. Okay, partner function, and there must be difference in this one. Okay, if we are using KU, it is a customer. LI is the vendor. Okay, so if you have the KU, that is the customer related partners, and if it is LI vendors. Okay, partner functions.
Mhm.
Okay. So here will create our own vendor. Then okay, you need to be assigned to the roles. Okay. So your vendor account group should be allowed to the in here. Okay. Suppose VN I'm just planning to use the VN in the 0001. So that means you must be assigned here. Okay. So the permissible partner roles per account group. Okay, you must be assigned here. Then only it will be allowed. Okay, so I assigned at account group level. Now, when the MasterCard level, you are creating partner schema. Okay, that partner schema, again, you are assigning that what partners which is mandatory, what partners which is not mandatory, and which is flowing from the vendor master record to PO. Okay, which fields which you cannot change and which fields you can change. Okay, so no change means if you assigned VN has the 2000 plan, 2000 vendor, that vendor automatically copying to PO level. So there you cannot change. Okay, if I not mentioned as a no change, if I not mention this no change, then still you can change in the PO level. So it will be copy from here, but still you can change. Okay, clear?
Got it. Yeah.
So ultimately, why I'm creating these partners and all? Ultimately, when I'm creating the PO, I must to know about that. This PO will be going to this ordering address. This PO will go to this supplier, and that supplier is supplying the goods, right? So ultimately, it is impacting at PO level. So that's what here. It will be impacted at vendor master record level, or it is impacted at the purchasing document level. That is the process here. Okay, clear?
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, again, here we are talking about the document types. Okay, which document type it is RFQ, PO, like. Okay, and here we are talking about that account group. When we are talking about here, we are talking about the vendor account group. Okay, because it's we are assigning at the vendor account group level, and here we are assigning at document type level. Clear? Anything? Okay, did you understand? So this is the partner determination step. It is. So if you are putting like mandatory, then it will be like mandatory. If it is putting like optional, that is the optional only. Clear?
Uh, okay. So schema will be maintained at purchase organization, sub-range and plant level, and determination will happen at document type, then account group.
No, come again. Can you come again?
A partner determination schema to be maintained at the purchase organization, sub-range and plant level, and partner determination will happen at account group and document type level.
Vendor sub-range will come at a vendor account group level, right?
No, we maintain partner determination schema at the purchase organization, sub-range and plant level, right?
Uh-huh.
Is it a correct statement?
Okay. So you're saying that partner functions you can maintain. That means can be maintained,
Mhm.
okay, at purchase organization level, okay,
Sub-range
and
and plant.
sub-range with plant level.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Now what is the doubt here?
No, that is the statement that I'm making. Is it
Correct,
a
correct.
correct statement?
So if you are using sub-range, then it will take from the sub-range. If you are using only purchase organization, you are not using any sub-range, then it will be go to purchase organization.
Okay.
Okay, clear?
Mhm. Mhm.
Is it clear?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So this is about the vendor master card. Okay. So vendor account group this is. Okay. Now coming to the BP. Okay. I'll just show you the BP. Then maybe we'll continue tomorrow. This. Okay, I'll just log into that system. Let's see. Okay, so now what happened? Earlier we are using like XK01, MK01, FK01. Okay, now in the as for HANA, we don't have this concept like XK01, MK01, FK01. Whenever you are entering that, that will be go to BP, business partner. Okay, so Now you can create only single transaction code to create the vendors, to create the customer, to create the employee, to create a FI vendor, anything which is coming under a BP. Okay. Oh my God, I don't have authorization. Like, oh, what is this? Okay, so I don't have authorization lesson. Now I'll go to SPRO. Okay. Oh, not sure here. Okay. Why I don't have authorization? This is the old system, but I don't have other trans. I don't have the user ID password. You have any S4 HANA system, Yogesh?
It is my client, but
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so I will tell you what the process, but later I can share you a document. Okay,
mhm,
so what will be happen actually? Okay, when you are creating, you are planning to create BP. Okay, so what will be happen? The system will create a BP number and system will create a vendor number as well. Okay, okay.
correct.
Now there is a two cases again. Okay, so generally I can take BP number and vendor number is the same identical number. Okay, unique number. Okay, or BP number and supply BP number and vendor number will be different number. Okay, clear.
Yeah,
So there is a possibility of I can take the unique number for the BP and vendor, and I can there is a different number as well. Okay, so how, sir? What is the why if we are maintaining unique number, and what happen if I maintain different number? Okay, so generally customer when are you created a BP, okay, the visible level the high when it is creating it will be create a BP number. Okay, it will show you BP number. Okay, and vendor number will be created automatically when you are creating BP when extending to the some purchasing data or some accounting data which is relevant to vendor. In that case, the system will create automatically vendor number based on the this BP accounting grouping is connected to vendor accounting group. Okay, that is a synchronization. Okay, so you must be decided whether you want to go with a unique number or different number at the initial stage. Okay, so that is one concept. And it is possible everything we can go with the same unique number, PP and vendor number. Okay, so here question mark is okay, BP grouping having the number range like starting with 1110 something which is starting with and it is ending with something like okay now vendor account group started with two something which is like 22100 something. Okay, so it is possible can make these two into the one unit?
if we are maintaining two different number ranges, then it is not possible.
Not possible.
We need to
So
have same number
correct.
range.
So your client is asking that I must be go with the BP number when the number is a unique number, that means you must be use the same number for the vendor account group as well. Okay. So the concept wise when vendor is creating inside the BP, it is taking from the vendor account group only. How what we did top the same way. Okay, clear? Now
Yeah,
what I'm doing BP grouping and vendor account group combination. Okay, I'm just synchronization. Synchronization is nothing but like a both will be connected. When this BP grouping number which is created, it will be obviously it is trying to create a vendor number based on this vendor account group number. Okay, clear?
yeah,
Okay, so when you want to be use the unique number, you must be use the same number for both. If it is a different, then there is no issue. You can go ahead with that. Okay. So the synchronization you must be decide before you using that. Clear? So
yeah.
here instead of in the top, if you see that instead of you are doing one time here in the BP, what you are doing first you will be creating the BP grouping. Okay. and you are assigning the number range. Again, you are just checking your vendor account group. Again, you are just validating your number range, and you are validate your synchronization to the board. And there is a checkbox is there. If you want to be unique number, you have to be check that mark. Clear? But you must be decide this at initial stage only when you are planning to use. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Okay, now BP role will be there. Okay, BP role will be like, okay, so when you creating the BP, so how system knows that this BP you are creating for the vendor, or this BP you are creating for the customer, or you creating for the employee, or you are creating for something else, this BP. Okay, so there you must be assigned that we have something like FLCU 0000, like we have something which is defining that, okay, this is the role we are using to create the vendor general data or vendor purchasing data. This role we are using for the vendor accounting data. This role we are using for the customer general data, the accounting data. This role we are using for the customer and accounting company code data. Okay, now I created this role, first role. Then, so the same vendor can have the purchasing data and company code data, right? Both it will be there. So again, you need to be extend that number to the next group, which is assigned for the company code data. So what I'm saying is, uh, company code data, if you want to be extend, there is one role. If you want to be extend purchasing data, that will be one role. If the, for vendor, and again, if you sales data which you need to be extend from the customer point of view, there is one role. Okay, company code data to sales level which you want to be extend customer, that is one more role. Okay, so you must be decide that which role you want to be create and you want to be extend. Okay, clear?
Yeah,
Is it
it
clear?
is clear. Yeah.
Okay. So now why BP it's there? Because it's already there in the ECC also. Okay, it's not a new functionality. It is already there BP, but in the ECC normal process level we are not using. When we are using this BP in the ECC level, when you connected to SRM, when you connected to CRM, when you connected to EWM, some additional functionalities when you are using, these business partners are using. Okay, so that is one concept you need to be remember. Okay, because you cannot say that okay, this is a new BP something which is like. So they will say that no, it's not new, it's already there. Okay, but the concept like earlier ECC level also we are creating the BP, but that BP only for the some connectivities, which is like EWM, some advanced related. Okay, APO, some kind of thing. But in the coming to S4 HANA, everything it will be in the BP only. Clear? Is it clear?
Yeah, it is clear. It is clear.
Okay, and you can create a multiple levels of the address also. In the top, if you see that I can create only one address. General data, I have only one address. Okay, if it is a US, then a US address only I can maintain. If it is India, India only. But here you can maintain that multiple addresses from the multiple countries. Okay, clear?
Okay.
So other than that, mostly the data which is maintaining here and here, it will be the same. Okay, is it clear?
Yeah.
So the data level, there is no change. Only screen level it is changed. Okay, and something which is like there is it's here it's controlling the people.
Now I have one question. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, this functionality is there, multiple addresses and everything.
Mhm,
But why do we have this functionality? Because if we say that, if we let's take an example of any IT company, okay, TCS India and TCS Netherlands
mhm,
or TCS USA.
mhm,
All these three are three different entities, right?
mhm.
So if
Okay,
we
okay.
are
So no, sometimes what will be happen? Okay, vendor level, when what will be happen? Maybe vendor can have the multiple suppliers, the business partners they have. Okay, they might be have the some different location. Okay, see, suppose Nepal to India and India to Nepal, I don't need to be maintain separate entity because it is in a they have the complete permissions. They can run. They can run from the Nepal and they can run from India as well,
Okay.
right? It's only US or it's something long distance and it will be different entities. But it is like Nepal or it is connected some countries, right? So those we don't have any restrictions, right?
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what they provided that. Okay, so any other questions here?
No.
Okay, okay, then I think I'll stop today. Okay, continue